Happy Monday. So we're starting with our daily reading ready. So guys, this is going to help us get ready for when we have to take our STAR test, when we take a benchmark that we're going to be taking here in March. So if you notice, I sent home that reading test. So this is going to help us get ready for those too. Okay, so we're going to read the selection below and answer the questions that follow. So the title is Oceanographer. And so right now, guys, we're reading a lot of passages that are informational, okay? So if you notice, we have 1, 2, 3 paragraphs. And if you notice, there are headings to our paragraphs, and those are going to tell us what we're fixing to read in that paragraph when we get there, okay? So it says, an oceanographer is a scientist who studies oceans and the many creatures that live in them. Oceanographers try to understand how the ocean and its creatures function together as an ecosystem. Education and required skills. Oceanographers must earn a bachelor's degree in a field of science such as biology or chemistry. It takes about 4 years to earn a bachelor's degree. In order for an oceanographer to teach other people, they have to go to another 4 years of school and earn a doctorate's degree in a science field. So if you want to be an oceanographer, you better do well in math and science. You are going to need it. Job duties. An oceanographer may dive into the depths of the ocean to gather information. This may require taking samples of plants and animal species. Oceanographers document information they find while they are researching. Many oceanographers publish papers in scientific journals that inform readers about their discoveries. Okay, so if you notice, we have 3 paragraphs. The second paragraph talked about the education and the required skills you need to be an oceanographer. And then the third paragraph is labeled job duties, and it tells you what duties they do in their job. Okay, so which section provides information about the requirements to become an oceanographer? So I'm going to highlight some keywords in our question. So we want to know requirements to become an oceanographer. So let's kind of look which paragraph, 1, 2, or 3 do we think? Let's look at paragraph 2. It says education and required skills. Okay, so I think that one's going to tell us what requirements we need, but let's read through all of the answer choices. So the first paragraph. Well, the first paragraph just kind of tells us what an oceanographer is. So I don't think that doesn't really talk about what requirements we need. Education and required skills. So that tells us that you have to have a bachelor's degree, which takes us 4 years, and then you have to go get a doctorate's degree. So that's telling us what requirements we need. So I'm just going to put a question mark because that could possibly be our answer. Job duties. So paragraph 3 is telling us about what does an oceanographer do? What are their duties? That's not telling us anything that the requirements. And then none of these selections provide the information. No, because we know that B, education and required skills, is going to give us the information about the requirements to become an oceanographer. Okay, the next one. Which sentence from the selection best helps the reader visualize one part of an oceanographer's job? Okay, so we need to visualize the oceanographer's job. Okay, so I have a feeling because the word job, we're probably going to be looking for something here in the third paragraph because it says job duties. So let's see. So if you want to be an oceanographer, you better do well in math and science. So does that have to do with anything about an oceanographer's job? No. It's talking about more of like their schooling. Oceanographers must earn a bachelor's degree in a field of science such as biology or chemistry. Are we visualizing an oceanographer's job? No. That's telling us the requirements we need. Oceanographers try to understand how the ocean and its creatures function together in an ecosystem. So that's just telling us what they do, what their job is all about. So that possibly could be one. But remember, we're trying to visualize. That means that when you read this sentence, you can see it in your head. You can see the picture. An oceanographer may dive into the deeps of the ocean to gather information. So think about it. He's going to dive into the depths of the ocean. So think about that. Can you close your eyes and visualize someone dive into the depths of the ocean? So this one is going to be our answer because it's talking about visualizing, and that's one of his jobs, is to dive into the deep depths of the ocean. Okay. So the exit ticket. We're going to do this one together, guys, because we really haven't talked about suffixes, and so we're going to work through this one together. So the suffix IC means relating to. So list two words that end with the suffix IC and define them. So, for instance, scientific. That means relating to science. So I think they use that words, yeah. Many oceanographers publish papers in scientific journals, so that means relating to science. It's a journal related to science. So let's see if we can come up with, and this is going to be a challenging one for Miss Nieto. So we're going to look for, I'm going to actually use Google to help me. Suffix IC, let me see if we can find some more words. There's some really big words. See if I can find some. Okay, so I found two. So historic, which is relating to history. Something is historic. It means it has to do with history a long time ago. And then artistic is relating to art or an artist. If you're artistic, that means you're very artsy. You like a lot of art. Okay, so go ahead and write these two down and you can submit this. And then tomorrow we will work on the same passage with some different questions. All right, guys. Remember, if you want to work ahead and do these, you are more than welcome. And then when you watch the video on that day, you can check to see if you got your answers correct.